Next up, at UFC Vegas 81. What are we laughing at?
I'd keep it moving.
Oh, I see the comment. We have Terrance McKinney taking on Brendon Marotte. Terrance McKinney was on this card, lost his opponent like 3 weeks ago. It's been a while, but they finally slapped somebody together 12 hours ago. I don't have the odds on the screen, but what are the odds right now, Jakey boy? Minus 500
still. Minus 500
and what?
still.
Plus 400? Plus 350? What'd they give him?
385.
Plus 385 for Brendon Marotte. Terrance McKinney, 14-6 overall, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that short notice knockout win over Mike Breeden. He's taking on Brendon Marotte, 8-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he is making his short notice UFC debut. Terrance McKinney, as we all know, is insanely talented. He's got good hands, very good wrestling, solid BJJ. We've said this time and time again. If Terrance McKinney had a chin and some cardio, he would be undefeated right now. He's just raw talent-wise, one of the best fighters at this weight class. It's incredible, the tools and what this guy can do with his speed and his abilities. The problem is, I mentioned he doesn't have much of a chin. He can get cracked. He does sort of gas somewhat quickly. But skill-wise, he has very, very, I don't want to say like super high level, like he was a D1 national champ, but he's a JUCO All-American wrestler. We know he has power in his hands. He's incredibly fast. And right now he's just maturing and sort of finding his way through this game. But a talented Terrance McKinney with the cardio, with the solid game plan is a very, very dangerous guy. He's taking on Brendon Marotte. This guy's a solid striker. He does like to bounce in and out before committing and throwing power. But like so many of these other Northeast guys, he is very tough. He's well-rounded. He's got no issue initiating takedowns in a grapple game plan. I did classify him as a striker. I opened with he is a striker because I feel like that's his game plan. He always wants to go in there and strike, and he wants to keep a fight striking, but he gets hit a lot. And he gets hit often, and then he has to resort to the wrestling and to the grappling, which is decent. He's not a great wrestler, but he's good enough to get a lot of people down. Not a phenomenal grappler, but good enough to at least control and work stuff from there. Tough, gritty Northeast guy is basically how you're going to classify him. He's going to pressure forward and chase finishes. Oh, the Northeast isn't tough. I'm from Bumblefuck, Indiana, and my teeth are fake because I lost them all when I was 8.5 because I didn't brush them for the first 8 years of my life. Is that what you're about to say?
We got one guy that I'll put up against anybody when it comes to toughness, and he's from Indiana. So,
yeah, I bet he tattooed his nickname across his chest in true Indiana fashion. This is Terrance McKinney all day. I think there's minus 500 odds.
Angela, fucking take your shirt off and show your tattoos. You want to talk about tattoos? At least lift the sleeve up and let them know. You want to talk about tattoos? Yeah, I would.
Terrance McKinney at minus 500. Should frankly be minus 1,000 here. I get it. He is chinny. He doesn't have cardio. Those are the two
These odds won't last
scary
long.
things. They're not going to last long. Brendon Marotte is, how do you think I'll wait for your breakdown. Brendon Marotte is not the most dangerous guy here. He doesn't have that insane one-punch power. Terrance McKinney does. Terrance McKinney has phenomenal wrestling. Terrance McKinney has all the things, not to mention Brendon Marotte stepping up on short notice. I think Terrance McKinney runs away with this. Minus 500 odds that we just heard about 10 minutes ago. I don't think they'll last long. I do think those are safe. We're going to get a 1.5 line, and I would play the under. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those situations. And who was Terrance supposed to fight? Do you remember? I can't remember. But it seems like they are trying to
helping him out again.
Yeah, I think they know what they have in a guy like Terrance McKinney, and he got a little bit too much too soon, which I don't think is going to hurt him in the long run, as long as his chin kind of holds up, you know.
Chris Duncan, he had a much harder fight.
Well, yeah, a much harder fight, but Chris Duncan is a chinny guy who can't get out wrestled. I think that was a good matchup for him. I think even in that matchup, they knew what they were doing. And I think that this is another favorable, obviously a regional guy coming in short notice against a guy as talented as Terrance McKinney. He's got the wrestling, he's got the striking. He's just got to stay away from the big shots. And as you mentioned, Brendon is a striker, which will default to his wrestling. The thing that I do not like about Brendon, most of all, is why don't you just fill out the nipples for the tattoos? Is that just... It just looks weird to sort yours is all the way through it. At least to the aureola.
Hold on.
Oh my, we're doing this, huh?
It's not even close. No, I was way
Okay.
off.
But just to circle it like that, I would get at least, if you're going to get to that point, I think you just at least get to the areola. I mean, it would just look a little bit cleaner to me. But that's the first thing I don't really like about Brendon. The second thing is when he starts getting hit against the fence, he just kind of shells up, man. When he is back against the fence and you were shelling up, we saw Terrance McKinney in his last fight. He has learned how to finish people against the fence when he has them hurt. That's what he got in trouble with early, right? Especially with Drew Dober. He tried the flying knees. He would hurt people. He would try to chase it a little bit too hard. He'd do the gas or get hurt himself, and then he would get finished. You saw in his last fight, boom, staying safe, working the body, working the head, being very methodical with the way he is able to finish people. And if he gets Brendon against the fence, maybe panicking a little bit, and Brendon starts shelling up, which I've seen in his regional fights, he's going to be in a world of trouble against Terrance, because Terrance will pop, 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 maybe mixing a takedown, get a submission, or just kind of tee off, working body head type of situations. So, unfortunately, this is a great opportunity for Brendon. If he comes in and beats a guy who is beatable, I mean, it's very clear that he is a beatable guy. So, you just got to find that shot or weather the storm. There's definitely a couple paths to victory for him. It'll be a big, big spot for him, but this is Terrance McKinney. He is kind of that dude for a reason. I hope he kind of puts it together. He's a fun dude. He's a good kid, fun dude.
Yeah, and he's been more controlled. So, what was that? The 2 fights ago that he lost to Nazim Sadikov, he came out a wrestle-heavy game plan. He came out slower, wasn't throwing like a maniac. He was more controlled, and that was his plan. That's probably his plan for this fight as well, considering he was fighting Chris Duncan, who's a dangerous striker. So, you mentioned all you have to do is weather the early storm. I don't even think I think Terrance could win a decision here too. Like I think he's going to be well prepared for this. We'll see. I like I said, I think minus 500 is great. Great
Odds
value.
won't last long.
Are you saying that sarcastically? Like you really think?
I mean, last time you said that, the odds went to like minus 275 after you were like, you better get it. The odds won't last long.
And that person won. So I was correct. I was wrong about the odds. But I mean, if we weren't live right now, I would be figuring out.
I would slap you the fuck. Oh.
Yeah, okay. I literally slapped you.
And I just fucking ate that shit.
But you didn't do anything about it.
I'm the bigger man. I mean, what am I gonna?
You're literally the smaller man.
I don't
have tons
gain
of pictures
anything
to prove
from
it.
I could have retaliated. I could beat the fuck out of you. But what I mean now the entire experience for everyone there is ruined. Right, our relationship is then soured. So you took a cheap shot, and I was the bigger man, and I ate it, and it was no big deal. I literally saved this entire thing because I could have freaked out. I could have lost my mind. I could have thrown one of those Joe Rogan elbows right in your face. You would have been bloody. There would have been people just fucking peeling me off of you, and all this would have been over. But you took your cheap shot, right? You tried to inflict damage. Nothing happened. That was the best shot you're probably going to ever land, right? I was unexpected, right on the nose, pop, bam. I ate it. No big deal.
The best part about it, I'm forgetting. I mean, people think I
he slapped the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. Like I think did you grab? I forget what it was. It was like a weird exchange, and
it wasn't a weird exchange. I was just like, so how do you do the wrist control? And you were like, "Fuck you, bitch."
No,
I was like, "What's your deal?" And you were like, "People like you more than me," and he started crying.
It was a whole thing. Why didn't I also get credit for the other one? No, I forget what it was, but I was like joking, like my hand could hit you in the face, but were we drinking at that point, or this is before the waitress came?
That was about the fourth quarter. That was very late in the day.
Okay.
That was late in the day.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was late in the day.
That makes sense why what I thought was a gentle, like, your face
no
is
range
here
control.
was-
You have no
was
range
not
control.
that.
Agree. Yeah, you have no range control.
I'd rather hit you too hard than not hard enough.
Yeah.
I do apologize. I actually felt real bad about that.
You did feel bad. I actually didn't think it was that big a deal.
As soon as it made contact, I was like, shit, dude, I am so sorry. I was like, oh my God.
I actually didn't think it was that big a deal. And I immediately was like, don't worry, dude. It's not going to bleed. I've never had a nosebleed. That was my initial reaction, was like, don't worry. Because there would be nothing worse than if you did that on an accident, then like my nose starts bleeding, then it becomes a thing, But I was like, we're good, man. My eyes didn't even water.
Nerd.
I fucking
Absolute
ate that shot. That's the second best shot I've ever eaten. The first one was in my best friend. I was drunk as shit, acting like I was going to drive home. And he was like, "You're not going to drive home." And I'm like, "What are you going to do about it?" And he just fucking cold cocked me in this. He hit me right on my like equilibrium, like right on the side of my head. And it dropped me, but it did not, like, it like boom. And I was like right in his face, like, "What the fuck would you do that?" Again, I'm a better friend, didn't retaliate. I knew what he was doing at the time, understood the situation, even with alcohol involved. Guys, I'm Amanda, Tabitha, Deanna, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You guys can beat me, and I won't do a thing
Nah,
about it.
when it comes to defending a woman, to the fucking death. You understand me? To the fucking death. But when it comes to friendships, I'm not one of those guys that gets drunk like Angela and gets angry about things. I'm cool. I'm calm. I'm collected. I'm a good time.
I actually am only ever angry on these. And actually, somebody said you and I should fight. When is the date that we're fist fighting? It was booked.
I think it just happened.
February
I think I just
9th?
won a 10. I think that was a 10. That was a 10-8 for me.
I believe it's February 9th for everybody still wondering. Jacob's hoping that I will forget, which I will not.
After that shot, I'm not worried about fuck for shit. Fucking let's go. We'll do it right now. I'll drive over there right now. We'll do it right there in that fucking room.
All right.
You kidding me? That was your best shot?
Okay.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
I'll wait.
One of these times we should do that. Would be awesome. If I just like WWE, both your doors just bust open. I rip my shirt off. It'd be even funnier if you were like doing the bark and I just all of a sudden showed up behind you and everyone's like, "Oh my God, turn around, Angelo."
Snuck in here. All right, let's go ahead and move.
This is gonna take forever.